Welcome back to What's Cooking. I'm your host, Patricia Kutsia. Today I'm excited to announce that the dish we will be preparing for you today is something the whole family can get down and dirty with. Our guest today will introduce himself, but a little background. He's an entertainer, no stranger to a stage, but also takes on the student life pretty seriously. But before we dive into that, we would just like to thank Kitchen82 for hosting us, as well as Metro Fresh Namibia and Coca-Cola for sponsoring this episode. And as promised, in the kitchen here today, making nothing but the delicious pizza recipe that I had the privilege to read through, is Ebenezer Angula. So welcome to my kitchen, sir.
Pleasure to be here. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I am so excited to be in this kitchen with you and to make pizza.
Same here.
This is something that the whole family can literally dive into.
I agree.
Really. Is pizza something that you regularly make, or?
It's the first thing I learned to make, so I really
Okay.
love it. And I
Okay,
like
so
it.
you're technically an expert in making pizza. We can say that.
I
right?
wouldn't say expert, but I'm pretty good. I make a mean pizza, I think.
Okay, so
Yeah.
guys, take out your notebooks and pens. We're gonna dive into make pizza. Really, I'm super excited.
Yeah.
But before we dive into this recipe, could you just tell our viewers a little bit about yourself and who you are?
Okay. So my name is Ebenezer Angula. I am a classical opera and singer. I'm also currently a nursing student. I'm in my final 4th year. I just finished registering, actually. I've been singing for about 8 years now.
Wow.
I'm not classically trained or anything, but I have a very good musical ear. I've been working with some really talented people like Lisa Ellers in doing music and stuff, and I'm just doing my own little thing. I play the guitar as well. I taught myself to do that, and I write music as well. So yeah, I'm just really vibing, you know?
I'm just figuring out what it is really
Exactly
you're
what it
supposed
is
to be
that I
doing.
wanna do.
A little secret. I am a big fan. I did my research.
Same here.
You know, I've heard the voice, I've had the opportunity, I was fortunate enough to hear you perform live a few times. So I was graced by the voice, and I hope that our viewers have heard it before. If not, after today, they definitely should take a turn there. But we're excited to get to know about everything that is Eben and just dive into this pizza. So, as I said before we got on camera, I'm your assistant today.
Okay.
So you're head chef. You just need to tell me what to do. I'll dive in while we talk. So, chef, what is our first step?
Okay, so what I like to do, I like to first cut my mushrooms. So I'm going to have you do that for me.
Awesome stuff. We'll get right into
I like really good big chunks, so just cut them in nice big chunks evenly. While I cut
I'm not
these other
a
veggies.
mushroom lover.
You don't like mushrooms?
I mean, if they fade away in the dish, I'll eat it.
What?
But I don't want to see it.
Fade away? No, man, no.
Do you want me to cut all 4 of them?
No, I don't think we need. I think
The
3
big
would be
one.
enough. The big one. The big one is
These
maybe
3?
2 small ones. Yeah, that's
Okay.
perfect. Then I'm gonna cut these.
I don't know, I just never enjoyed mushrooms. Not even sure if I'm chopping this right. I'm just doing it the way I would chop
Do
anything
it the way you do it, girl.
else. So tell us a little bit more. You said that you study nursing.
Yes.
So
Well, initially I wanted to do medicine, right? But here it's very difficult to get into medicine, and there was
Okay.
like no opportunities for me to do medicine right now. But the love for helping people has always been there. So I was like, you know, the next best thing is to be a good nurse, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm going to do something, then I want to be the best. I want to do it to
Exactly.
the best of my abilities. So I started it, and I slowly started to like it because it also allows me to sort of have enough time to do music on the side as well.
Okay.
Where as compared to medicine, I probably wouldn't have as enough
Yeah.
time. I
probably
mean,
not.
I'm not downplaying the hours of being a nurse because doing 12-hour shifts is not for the weak or anything like
Sure.
that. And people are terrible, but some people grow on you, and you really, I mean, if you have a passion for it, then it
Exactly.
really fun,
If you have
right?
the passion for it, it won't
It'll
be
fun.
as bad.
It really would not.
12-hour shifts.
Yes, Miss Kat.
Oh my
12-hour
goodness,
shifts.
how do you survive? What is the go-to kit? What is your kit to survive a 12-hour shift?
Unhealthy amounts of energy drinks and coffee, a lot of coffee. And I think you just really have to find like something to do in the meantime, because some nights are really boring. You know, you do your routine, you make sure your patients are okay,
Yeah.
but then for the rest of that time, what are you going to do?
Okay.
So I recommend people to have like a book, read a book, or just like play around, have fun with it. Because in my opinion, I like making my work fun for me, you know? 'Cause
Especially if
not
it's
always
12
that
hours.
serious. I mean, yes, we're dealing with people's lives
Yeah.
and whatnot, but it's 12 hours. Come on, you need
Yeah,
a
you
little
need to
bit
do
of
something.
a break. You know, we're human
Wow,
too.
that
you
is
know?
quite intense. And you say that this is your final year?
This is my final year, yes.
Okay, how has it been, the experience, the exposure in the field? I'm sure it wasn't, because I know when you're first year you have expectations, you
Very
have this
much.
idea of what it was, what
Very
it
much.
can be. So compared to your expectations the first year and now that you're in your final year, what comments do you have on that?
I mean, if I look at myself back in first year, I think I've grown quite considerably. And back in first year, I had so many expectations of what nursing was going to be like, and what was going to happen. You know, Grey's Anatomy style.
Yeah, that's usually where we get our medical
Exactly.
tips from.
And
If it's not Google, it's Grey's Anatomy.
It's Grey's Anatomy, and it is not the same, unfortunately. I wish it was, but
Sorry
it's not.
to burst the bubble. It's not
Sorry
the
to burst the
same.
bubble. But I mean, I think I've gained a lot of experience.
Yeah.
I've met so many wonderful people, and I've learned so many different cultures as well. And it really teaches you how to sort of control yourself around different people. And yeah, I just think it's a really good way for me to broaden my way as well. And I've had amazing patients who, like the other day, I ran into a patient of mine. I delivered her baby, right?
That must be such a great feeling.
And she remembered me, so she approached me. It was in the mall, actually. She approached me. She's like, "Don't you remember me?" And I'm like, "No, I don't think so, ma'am." And she's like, "Oh, you delivered my baby girl. She's 1 now." And I was like, "Oh."
That
And
must
you
be the
remembered
warmest
me.
feeling ever.
It absolutely was, and that's why we do it honestly, because
Wow,
moments
I
like
can
that are very,
only imagine
very
how
rare.
that feels.
It felt amazing.
Wow.
It felt amazing. But I was like a rookie back then, so I was like, "Ooh,
I didn't mess it up.
I
Good.
didn't mess it up. Good." You know?
Wow. So
yeah.
when it comes to now the technical side of studying to be a nurse, you know, exams, practicals, you know, how did you cope with that stress level? Because I know any type of medicine, it's difficult.
Very much so.
Whether it's a nurse or doctor or dentistry, it's going to be difficult. So how did you cope with the workload, with the hours, with the exams, with the practicals?
I would say, honestly, it's the people you surround yourself with. I'm lucky enough to have a very, very tight group of people who I've worked with since first year, and we get each other and we're there for each other, you know, in those tough moments. And I think it has to do with the people that you surround yourself with. And for me, I have music on the side, which is wonderful because it's an escape. You know, some days you get off work and it's just been a terrible day.
Yeah.
Everybody was awful to you, but you know, you can't really show it because you're supposed to be taking care of the people.
You work with people, so you need to
You're
show.
not the one being taken care of, right?
Exactly.
I think it has to do with the people you surround yourself with.
Okay, so your circle definitely
Circle is
plays a
definitely
role.
very important, but at the same time, you need to know the kind of people you are surrounding yourself with, because not everybody has your best interests at heart.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
So I have a question for you. I'm a fan, I've said that before, but have you ever had a patient that recognized you from like the music industry and was like, I know your music?
Quite a few, actually, quite a few. I had this lady, she came in for a checkup, right? And I was working in labor and delivery at the time. And she came in for a checkup, she was like, you seem very familiar, because I was talking to the nurse and I was like asking what's going on, checking the file, so we could like start. And she was like, you sound very familiar. And people don't normally say you sound very familiar.
Usually you look
very familiar, right? And she was like, no, I attended a show that you did once. And I was like, oh, well, that's wonderful. And she was the sweetest soul. And she was just telling me that, no, it was like 2 years ago. And I was like very, very new and singing and stuff, and I was very shy. But she was really rooting for me, and to see me now, she's been keeping tabs with me. And that it literally almost made me cry, because I was like, wow, that is insane. So I've had quite a few of those instances, and it's always really heartwarming to see people recognize you.
Do they ever ask you to sing for them?
Oh. When do they not, honestly? When do they not? They do, all the time, actually. especially in the hospital. I mean, I don't really sing in the hospital like that, but I'm like, sure, a tune here or there.
Yeah, just something
just
short,
something,
sweet, just to
small
make them happy.
Exactly.
Well, I might ask you to sing something. I'll think about it. Just have a song prepared for when I throw you in the deep end. But we'll be right back after this short break. We've done quite a lot. Our dough is all rolled out, ready to get its toppings. But before we continue, why don't you just enlighten our viewers what we've been up to during the break?
Okay, so it's just a personal favorite, but I like to saute my veggies just to give them a little bit of color. So what we're doing is we're sauteing our mushrooms here as well as our veggies, our peppers, onions, and tomatoes. So we're just sauteing them. Then we also rolled out the dough.
This is not a perfect circle,
this is not
but
a perfect circle.
We
This
tried.
is a homemade pizza. So.
Exactly.
Come on, give us
Yeah,
something.
so just to show you, we tried to make a perfect circle. It's the closest we got, okay? Okay, so we also have our salami. That will be our substitute for pepperoni today. We have our grated cheese, our processed cheese, and our sauces and spices that will make this pizza amazing. So I can't wait to dig into this.
Okay.
But before we do, we heard about your nursing experience and how everyone was like, I have a nurse that's a celebrity. Now we want to find out about the entertainment aspect of it all. You say that you've been in the music industry for 8 years. Like, where does this love for music come from? Is it in the family?
It's definitely in the family,
Okay.
yes. It is in the family. Both my parents used to sing as well, in choirs as well, so it didn't come as a surprise when I could sing as well, right? They didn't really take it any further, but I've loved classical music. They put me through musical theatre when I was young, and I really fell in love with classical music, and I guess that's where the love started from. I haven't been in the industry for 8 years. I've only been singing for 8 years.
Okay.
I've only recently started to maneuver myself through, making
appearances here and
there, yeah.
Because I won't lie, I see a lot of venues, events, just posting Vocal Front performing. Vocal Front, if you didn't know, that's his stage name, the Vocal Front. Amazing singer, as we've established.
Thank you.
And as we've promised, I'm going to ask you to just dazzle us, just like for a few seconds. Just let our viewers get a little taste of what can be expected from Vocal Front.
Okay, sure.
No pressure.
No pressure, but it's always pressure, huh?
As a singer,
I don't even know why people say that.
any excuse to sing, like I
An
always
excuse
say.
to sing, I agree.
Yeah, just go for it.
My go-to favorite is Never Enough from The Greatest Showman. I love that song to bits. And the original singer, Lauren Ulrich, actually recently released her own version of it, and it's just spectacular.
So the floor is yours. Please do indulge.
Okay. I haven't even warmed up or anything, and it's cold, but let's
do this.
I'm trying to hold my breath, let it stay this way. Can't let this moment end. You set off with me, getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing? Take my hand, and will you share this with me? 'Cause darling, without you.
Wow.
Just a little something.
Wow. That was amazing.
Thank you.
I got goosebumps. Okay, after that, this pizza just has to be amazing. Honestly. Okay, thank you for that. I think our
pleasure.
viewers now definitely know who Vocal Front is. If they didn't, they know now. Okay, guys, this is the one. This is the one. Okay, let's dive into this pizza. Tell us what's the first step in getting these toppings ready for the oven.
So what I like to do, I put a little bit of olive oil just to base it, so we don't have our things sticking on it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So we're just gonna add a little bit of olive oil there.
Okay, so as a performer myself, I always have a story to tell when people ask me, what was your favorite event? So if I had to ask you, vocal front. From all of the events in the past few years that you have performed, what event or show stood out to you and why?
I don't really have a particular favorite to say, but the one I enjoyed the most was the first wedding I ever sang at, actually.
Okay.
I don't know, it was a different feel. It was my first time singing at a wedding, and I was super nervous, and
it's an important place to sing. If
right?
you mess up there, it's like for the
it's
rest
etched
of their
in everybody's
life.
memory, right?
Exactly.
But luckily, I knew the daughter of the groom.
Okay.
We went to high school together, so she was like really, really, really nice, and she was like, no, we can definitely sing together, and it was one of the absolute amazing memories that I hold very, very dear. And everybody was so sweet, and I don't know, man, it struck me different because it was such a homey environment, and everybody made me feel so welcome, and everybody kept thanking me for singing, and I'm like, oh, it's
With
really
that voice, I couldn't stop saying thank you enough.
No, I
Just
think that was
happy.
my absolute favorite. But in terms of a show, I would say show.
I mean, you perform at a lot of places, so I can understand why it would be difficult to pinpoint. one.
Exactly. Maybe the shows, the poetry shows that I get
I
invited
see you
to sing
always
at.
go to those open mics.
Those
and
are
you,
incredible. And I
Yeah.
think we really do look down on open mics. Everybody's like, no,
Yeah.
it's fine. But these poetry shows are amazing, and it's a cultural experience.
Exactly.
And I think I really do enjoy. I also get to create my own music there and showcase it. And I have a little bit of a fan base now, if I care to say.
If you care to say that. I've also seen that you do perform with a live band every now and
Yes,
then.
every now and then, yeah.
Are you guys a band together, or is it just a group that you collaborate with regularly?
Well, me and my friends used to be in a band, right? But we
Okay.
don't really do much anymore because everybody's like kind of busy with their own
Yeah.
thing. But here and there I do with different bands. We collaborate. Maybe we've got a huge gig and they need a singer, or I need
Yeah.
some live elements. Then I just give them a call, and we do what needs to be done. So I guess
Awesome.
we just tinker around here and there.
Because I've heard you guys perform live a few times with the band. It actually sounds really amazing.
It sounds so much better. It's a whole different feel when you have a live music. I
Yeah.
mean, a good singer can turn a backtrack into a very good experience.
Yes.
But I think that live experience allows you to make mistakes, and it just creates that sort
Yes,
of
exactly.
earthy vibe, and that sort of like, oh, this is a very humane show, right? So I think live music is very cool.
Okay, so I have heard singers say before that if they can play the instruments, they always prefer when they perform to not just stand with the mic, but to play the instrument
the
because
instrument,
it makes
yeah.
it easier for them to flow with the music. Is that the same for you?
Oh.
Seeing as you play guitar, as you mentioned.
I don't. Okay, yes. Okay, yes. I don't really know how to answer that because I'm not really that good of a guitarist. I'm still teaching myself. I'm finding my own. I have a very good musical ear, so I listen to what I want to write and whatnot. But I've only played with the guitar maybe 3 times now, and it was an incredible experience. I definitely do understand the part where like it's you get into your groove and it's just you and your instrument, But singing it's its own instrument, in my opinion. So
While we put this in the oven, I think I want to listen to that song that's out on YouTube. But we'll be right back, and hopefully this pizza will be done by then.
yes.
Back in the kitchen. That was a lot of fun.
It was.
The pizza is finally done.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to dive into this.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you the honors of slicing up this delicious looking pizza for us.
Okay.
Please do go ahead.
Get into it.
Oh guys, you do not know how he was stressing about this pizza. Like just hoping that
That it's actually cooked.
but it was browning. I taught him a new word. And the
was
pizza is browning
It
in
took
the
too
oven.
long to brown, she said.
This pizza is stacked, guys. So the trick to a good pizza is to stack it with as much of everything as you can, clearly.
Flavor, right? Trying to get every goodie in that little bite of yours.
Yes. So while you're cutting this pizza, why don't you let us know what does the future look like for Vocal Fronts specifically?
I definitely, for now I want to get my degree. I want to get a music degree as well, because I want to get a performing arts degree. I want to do that. Then I just want to write, you know. I have a really big dream of singing one day with like an orchestra.
Yeah.
And really getting my name out there and getting such like my sound and everything out there. So hopefully that will happen. Fingers crossed and whatnot. But yeah, that's
Well,
that's
if
what
you
I see
have a
myself
dream and
doing.
you're dedicated to it, then you can do it.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Oh, these are some big slices. I think those will work for us to taste this,
think
guys.
so.
I have been looking forward to this
Shall I
ever
cut
since
these as
I
well?
saw. And I think we can
Okay,
cut
let's
that
leave
up
for now.
later.
Okay.
Let's dish up. Guys, I mean, look at
the
that.
heat.
Look at that. Okay, before we dive in, I have to mention that with a pizza, the perfect pairing with a pizza is always a Coca-Cola. So I only find this fitting that we have this with the pizza.
I agree.
Before we dive in, let me just get this Coke in there. Guys, I'm a sucker for Coke.
I can see
Honestly. Now it's the moment of truth.
Moment of truth.
Here goes nothing.
Let's go.
This thing is so stacked. I'm
Thick pizza, they say. Okay.
I actually like it. I think we could have used a
Okay.
bit more cheese, but I like this.
And the dough could have been thinner, I think.
I don't know, I kind of like the dough this way.
Really?
It's nice and chewy.
I add sauce to everything, so.
Guys, you know that if you want homemade pizza, this is the recipe to go for, definitely. A nice, thick pizza with all the toppings you can find in your kitchen. Literally anything works for pizza.
This is actually Italian pizza because they put like peppers, all different kind of peppers on their pizzas. You know.
Anything works for a pizza, literally. You can use anything in your kitchen. It doesn't have to be limited to this.
Agreed.
Yeah. So when I asked what's the future for Vocal Front, are we seeing any plans of traveling, maybe performing internationally? Maybe there's hopes and dreams of collaborating with certain artists?
Definitely. Definitely. Like the one person I'd like to collaborate most is Lisa Ellers, of course. She's an incredible classical voice, and our voices match. They blend beautifully together. I'd definitely love to do a song or two with her. And Singer, I also really love listening to Ann Singer's songs here in Namibia. Yeah, so I would definitely like to collab with a few people, and maybe internationally. I mean, definitely dreams are valid, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So
So before we cut off the camera and go and eat this, because I want to get messy with this pizza, but not on camera. Can you just give any advice to our aspiring artists out there who are just waiting to be noticed? Like anything just to encourage them a little bit?
I think we're in Namibia, we are not at a stage where we nurture young talent. We are not. And when people tend to... Okay. I'm a messy eater.
Let's start again.
Okay. All right. So here, I don't think we nurture young talent as we really do need to, because in America, people are nurtured and they have an environment that they can call home, especially artists. But here, it's all about getting a song out there and then getting recognized. There's really you can't really have somebody depend on you in the sense of like, no, she's an artist, I really want to learn from her. People like Lisa Ellers are doing that. I'm currently under her menteeship, so I'm learning a lot of things from her as well. And I think that's one of the most important things that we need to have here in Namibia. We need to develop, just take culture very seriously, because it's not only about local music. We have a lot of genres, such as myself, who incorporate classic, incorporate so many other things that I think we also need to take a look at and really nurture, because we have independent artists, we do, but we don't really have an organization where all of them, come under one roof and really, the seniors talk to the young people and whatnot. You kind of have to find your own way and your own footing. Otherwise, you won't really make it. You're just thrown into the world.
Figure it out yourself.
And everybody usually says you need to go abroad because it's really not. It's not growing here, and unfortunately, that's true. So maybe in the near future that would change. that's just a dream I have. Maybe it'll.
That's awesome advice. But before we dig further into this pizza, if our audience want to reach out to you, want to get to know you, want to listen to your music, where can they find you?
Okay, so I'm on every social media platform I can think of.
Okay.
I'm on Instagram as Vocal Friend Official. I'm on Facebook as Ebenezer Angula. I'm on TikTok as well as Vocal Front Music. I have a YouTube channel, it's called Vocal Front Official. I post, gigs, just fun moments. Also, my original songs are on there.
Okay.
My first song titled Visited Love is also on there currently. I released it a month ago. I also put music on SoundCloud, and I'm currently trying to put music on Spotify and those other platforms as well. So maybe in the near future that, you can find the music on there. But currently it's YouTube, SoundCloud, and TikTok. You can find me on any of those platforms.
Well, I had so much fun getting to know you, getting to know the nursing side of you, getting to know the entertainer, just getting to know the essence of who you are. And I had fun making this pizza, and I can't wait to dive in. Of course, just waiting for the camera to shut down. But you guys, you were absolutely amazing. You're an amazing head chef. But that is all from us today. We had so much fun with you, and we hope to see you next time on What's Cooking.